Katie, it'd be really, really nice to have some music right now. I know. Katie's gonna beat me up because I don't have any music on, but that's okay.
I think we'll live.
We'll live. Music would be great. Don't get me wrong, music would be great right now. Everybody, welcome. We're gonna get going in around 1 minute. Around 1 minute, we'll get going. Glad everybody can make it. As you can see, the people scrolling down on the bottom of the screen have earned our free OnDoc service. So congratulations to all of you. If you are, remember guys, it's very important that you know for you to receive credit for our promotion that we are having. We want to make sure that you are coming on live on Zoom. If you are out there and you are watching it on Facebook and you're one of our members, make sure that you come on Zoom so we can give you the credit for being here. If not, and you're watching it from Facebook or from Vimeo or from YouTube or from all over the world, welcome to our Tuesday night webinar. We're going to get going here in about 30 seconds. The people here on the bottom of the screen have earned our free service, so we are just congratulating them and telling them thank you for sharing our wonderful service. Thank you for making the nation a better place, but then also thank you for just being you. So it's really special. We have a bunch of people that are doing that, and it's really good. So we had a Neil raise his hand, so let's find Neil. Here he is.
Robert, while you're doing that, one nice thing about the names of the people on the bottom, there was one gentleman on there, and I'm saying that for people who may be new to the organization, who only joined, it's been less than a month ago. It was on May 16th. And so in less than 4 weeks, he's earned free services.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Wonderful. Okay, and Neil, are you there, buddy? Is that you, Neil? Is that the Neil? Can we get your, is that you? Oh, we got some more Neils. Let's make sure there's one. Is that you, man? All right, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Have you ever felt too sick to go to the doctor? While it doesn't seem to make any sense, you're not alone. Getting medical care is time-consuming and expensive. Patients spend an average of more than 2 hours in a doctor's office for each medical visit. The average cost for a non-emergency medical visit is $68. When you or your child are sick, you can't be worried about things like time or money. You need to focus on feeling better fast. And even worse, research shows that only 25% of medical visits actually need to be handled in person. Ailments such as coughs, colds, sinus problems, flu, and more don't require an in-person consultation. So why on earth are we spending so much time and money in a waiting room? Now you don't have to. Introducing OnDoc. OnDoc is a simple, affordable, and convenient monthly subscription service that gives you access to doctor visits by phone or online for less than a tank of gas. Here are some of the best parts. First, get benefits no matter what. OnDoc costs the same whether you have insurance or not. Second, get visits your way. Medical visits are available via phone call, video chat, email, or on your smart device. Third, get additional services. An OnDoc subscription also gives you access to health advocates who can help you sort out medical bills and insurance claims, clarify benefits, and more. Fourth, get access for your kids too. An OnDoc subscription can be used for yourself and any dependents for no additional cost. Sound too good to be true? It's not. Here's how it works. Step 1, get sick. Step 2, set up a call or video chat with a board-certified doctor. Step 3, discuss your symptoms and treatment options right over the phone. Step 4, start getting better. Where necessary, a doctor can call a prescription into your local pharmacy. It's that easy. So stop waiting around and overspending and start feeling better now with OnDoc. Learn more today at on-doc.com. Take control of your medical care and life with OnDoc.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night webinar. That is a video right from our YouTube page. That is our main video that just gives people basically an overview of what we do as an organization. I am very blessed to have you all on today. I am very excited to have you all on today. And we're live. So we're live all over the country right now. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Vimeo. We are all over the world. And we just appreciate you guys being here today. We are very, very grateful that everybody showed up. My name is Robert Wilson, and I am the CEO and founder of OnDoc. And I have some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guests here with me, and I just want to give them a shout out. We're going to have a pretty good presentation tonight. The first one is coming in from Dallas, Texas, and she is our Vice President of Field Development and Operations, LSU Tiger. Say hello to Miss Katie Bonacas. Katie, how are you doing today?
Hey guys, good evening. Thank you for joining us, and I'm excited that all of you are here to hear about OnDoc.
Absolutely. And then also we have one of the best people in the industry, our founder and owner, chairman of the board, Mr. Bill Wilson is here today. Bill, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking, and I'm looking forward to interacting with everyone tonight.
How's that weather up in Philly, Bill?
Today it was beautiful. It wasn't too hot. The humidity wasn't too high, so it was lovely today.
All right. And then coming in from sunny Florida is our telehealth expert. He needs no introduction. He is one of the best and wonderful people that you will ever meet in your life, Mr. Anil Irfan. Anil, are you there?
Man, thank you so much. Yes, I am here. Great to be here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Such great.
All right. Well, let's hop right into it. Let's go, because we want to make sure that we're getting through this very quickly. We are an organization that solves problems. Yes, that's right. We solve problems. And let's face it, from you guys watching the video, you know the problems. The problem is that the healthcare cost is too high for the average individual. And also understand that the average visit for a minor medical concern is around 2 hours. Also, on top of that, only 25% of the time that you actually go to the doctor that you really truly need to. So with all of these things that are happening in technology, from cell phones to tablets to computers to the internet and everything moving faster, we have found a way for you to get the same kind of affordable, convenient, and most importantly, efficient healthcare for only $30 a month. And that's who we are as OnDoc. Mr. Bill Wilson, our founder and our owner, please, can you talk a little bit about your background for a quick minute, and then talk about how you gained access into starting this wonderful organization?
I'll do it for less than a minute, because it's not about me. It's about all the people that are here tonight. But I've spent about 30 years of my life in the healthcare arena. About 18 of those were working with major pharmaceutical companies such as Merck and Pfizer. And then I spent another 12 years working with companies such as Cardinal Health to provide goods and services to the pharmaceutical industry. And saw a lot of disparities in healthcare, saw a great opportunity in order to be able to provide healthcare options to everyone in the United States. And along with Robert's expertise from a direct selling field, we were able to merge and put OnDoc together.
Absolutely. And we have such a wonderful staff. Like Bill said, it's not about us. Believe it or not, there are people that work 10 times harder than us, and they're the reason that we're so successful. And then on top of that, all the members out there, all the members that are around the world, you're the reason that we are successful as well. Katie, Vice President, can you talk a little bit about what our 3 services are and the solution? Just, you don't have to get into each one, but just talk about this slide right here and our 3 services.
Absolutely. So Teledoc, or OnDoc in general, is a health service bundle. So it is providing services, not just teledoc, it's other services as well, for a very good price. It is for your entire household, family, and it's there to save you time and money. It's there to have a convenience to use, so you can use it any time of the day, any day of the year. And it's also no insurance required to use the services. So not only do you have that telehealth that you've probably heard of, but you have doctors online, health advocate solutions, and other services as well in this one bundle for an amazing price.
Katie, that's actually a really good point. And my mother always told me that it's inappropriate to ask a woman for their age. But is it okay if I tell the crowd that you're a millennial? Is that fair to say you're a millennial?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're a millennial, graduated college in the last probably, let's say, 7 to 8 years, right? Somewhere around there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So being that age, have you seen a change in how your group or your friends are viewing health insurance and how much it costs? Have you noticed, have you guys ever had that kind of conversation before?
Absolutely. I mean, I know, I'll say it, I turned 26 last year, so it was a very difficult thing for me getting pushed off of my parents' health insurance.
Mhm.
And trying to figure out, like, navigate the health. And so learning about that and then starting to work with OnDoc, having that option of the price and the convenience to not have to leave work to go and see a doctor, and to not have to disrupt my day-to-day life to go and do that when I was sick was just amazing. And I know all of my friends now, we're all super busy trying to, progress in our careers, don't have the time to go and visit the doctor when we get sick. So everyone that I know, like all of my friends, they all have a telehealth service available to them. And if they can use that 100% of the time, they will.
So is it fair to say that the industry is changing as a whole, right? The industry is changing as a whole because the next generation, and I'm a millennial too, maybe we won't, go to the doctor as much. And that actually brings us to our next panelist, who is a telehealth expert. Anil, can you talk a little bit about your background for less than a minute? And then let's go in and dive into our first service for Teledoc.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. And so I have been a telehealth professional. I'm actually a certified telehealth professional from the National School of Applied Telehealth. And I've been in the telemedicine industry for 7+ years. And right now we're seeing, of course, incredible growth. COVID definitely is driving that. But telehealth is becoming a regular standard of care. So it's an exciting time.
Absolutely. And why is that, Anil? Why is it so important for people to see the doctor over the phone or over video chat instead of going into a hospital or going into a facility to see them?
Well, right now, of course, it's where our hospital system, our healthcare system is overburdened, right? And so that's one of the reasons. But going forward, it's a convenience factor. It's a social factor. We want everything on demand now, right? Our grocery on demand, our travel and transportation on demand. Now healthcare has made that shift to on-demand healthcare. So it's that behavioral and societal shift that has happened as well.
Absolutely. And let's dive into our first service while we're talking about it. And Anil, while I got you, we have, like Katie explained, we have a bunch of services, but let's just talk about the three. And the three are Teledoc, Doctors Online, and Health Advocate Solutions. The first service we're going to talk about is Teledoc. And what that basically is just a service where you can pull out your phone any time of day, any time of night, 24/8, we like to call it, and just request to see a doctor on the phone. And it doesn't matter if you have cold and flu, sinus problems, pink eye, diarrhea, insect bites. Remember, 75% of the time that you would normally go to the doctor. Anil, in your industry and dealing in telehealth for so long, are the doctors any different that you would see from Teledoc or going into your normal primary care physician?
No, absolutely not. And actually, Teledoc has one of the largest, most robust telemedicine provider networks in the country and in the world.
Absolutely. And Anil, why would a doctor want to see patients through the phone or video chat instead of seeing them in person?
Well, for them, it's another revenue stream. It's another way to extend their care, another way for them to be able to see more patients as well. And Teladoc, going back, Teladoc is the first company to do an initial public offering, one of the first public companies in telehealth.
Wow. Publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and that's our first service, and that is our first service. Our founder, Bill Wilson. Let's talk about our second service, and that is Doctors Online. And what we like to tell people is stop using Dr. Google to look up all of your symptoms for things. Can you talk a little bit about Doctors Online and what it does, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, and Robert, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Too many people today will ask random strangers on Facebook or Instagram or any social media site. They'll tell them what they're experiencing and ask them what their thoughts are. With Doctors Online, you don't need to do that. And honestly, Doctors Online is one of our overlooked services because from a Teladoc perspective, with COVID-19, they recommended that Doctors Online was the first place that people should go because it's not just a primary care physician. You have pediatricians, you have mental health experts, you have dentists, you have fitness experts, you have people that can help you from a nutrition perspective. You have a lot of different physician and healthcare specialties available to you that you can access and maintain an ongoing dialogue with them. But you get answers very quickly from them within 24 hours. They'll follow up with you in many cases to see how you're doing. And they are all experts in their field. And you can also receive a copy of their credentials if that's something that you would like.
Absolutely. And it's very cool to have that service, just right there at your fingertips, being able to see a doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then having the opportunity to be able to email a doctor anytime that you want to is pretty cool. So guys, I understand you guys are probably listening to us and being like, oh, so boring, right? Boring. We know it's boring, but it's your health. And that's why it is so important. It is so important that we have these conversations, but it's also important that we have fun too. So for the people who are on Zoom right now, we just asked them a question, launched it live, and we just want to know, who is your favorite Avenger? If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, please let us know. We're going to pick one person, and we're going to give them free healthcare or the free OnDoc service for a month. We're not going to let you know who it is yet, but let us know who your favorite Avenger is, and we are going to end that polling right now. And believe it or not, we just shared the results on your screen. Your favorite Avenger is Iron Man. Iron Man is the favorite Avenger. Let's move on to the third service, the third service, and that is called Health Advocate Solutions. And founder, Mr. Bill Wilson, a lot of people do not know that they are spending too much money on their medical bills. I'm going to say that one more time. A lot of people do not know that they're spending too much money on their medical bills. What does that mean? Well, anytime that you get a lab test, anytime that you may go to the doctor, emergency room, urgent care facility, you are going to get that famous thing that you get in the mail or shared to you through an email, and that is called the bill or the invoice or whatever it is that you want to call it. And 10 times out of 10, well, in my house, it's 10 times out of 10. Maybe in your house, it's 9 or 8. It's more than you thought that it was going to be. With Health Advocate Solutions, we have something called Medical Bill Saver. Founder, Bill Wilson, let me know about Medical Bill Saver and why it's so important for people to use it.
Medical Bill Saver is a fantastic option to utilize within that bundle of 3 different services contained within health advocacy. There's a lot of mistakes. As I mentioned earlier, I spent 30 years in the arena. There are a lot of cases where ICD-9 codes, or the codes that the hospitals and the healthcare providers use in order to be reimbursed for the services, often they may either on purpose or most of the time accidentally enter in the wrong code, as an example. Or for any of you who've spent time in the hospital, they may give you an Aleve or a Tylenol 3-4 times a day, and they charge you $15 a pill. If you take those bills and you submit them to the folks at Medical Bill Saver, who are a skilled team of negotiators, that's all they do. They take your bills, they go at every single line item, and they look for some of those anomalies that I mentioned. They'll contact the provider and say, hey, you shouldn't have been charging $15 a pill for a Tylenol 3. A fair price is $4 or whatever the case. But quite often they're able to negotiate those prices down. And we've had some of our own OnDoc customers save as much as $2,000 off of an $8,000 bill. I know of another guy that saved $500 off of a $580 bill. It doesn't always turn out to provide you savings, but in the cases that it does, it's a fantastic solution, fantastic option that leads to a solution that will benefit you and your family.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we just launched another question, and the question was, do you think you currently spend too much on healthcare? And 80% of you said yes, and 7% said it's a fair amount. And 2 of you said no. And I know that we have a lot of people, doctors, that are on the call tonight. So yes, I probably, if you are a doctor, you're probably spending you probably think that you're not spending enough on healthcare. So those are our 3 services, and we put them all in a bundle for you. Those are 3 services. You get a little more, but we're not going to talk about those other services that you get. It's month-to-month pricing. You can cancel anytime. The pricing covers the entire household. So that is for your spouse and then all dependents under the age of 26 that Katie pointed out. And believe me, when Katie started working for OnDoc, she told me, she said, hey, I got to work on those health benefits. I said, hey, listen, you got to figure it out. However you need to figure it out, we'll pay for it. But I don't want to deal with that paperwork.
It was not fun.
She found out very soon how much not fun it is. And we give you all 3 of those services. The most important thing is there's no insurance acquired, and it is only $30 a month. There are no contracts. There are no yearly lock-in fees. There's none of that. It's only $30 a month. Katie, why is that so important for not only your generation, the next generation, and then the generations to come, young and old?
Well, I mean, I think the price is just something that you can't be beat. I mean, I know how much I spend a month on, healthcare stuff, or how much it costs. And so, like, to have this option, it's something that can save you money, especially in the time that we're in right now, where, you might not be sure if you are going to have a job in a month, or, your benefits are going to continue. It's just a great alternative, or a great thing to have in your back pocket.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And while we're talking about our services, we want to make sure that we say a big thank you to not only, we have a bunch of people on our call right now, to name a few, Mr. Kenny Carmichael, Miss Veronica Hall, there's Arnold Hardy. We have people that have served in the military and then also served on the police forces. We thank you. We thank you all for your service. And then also to all of the healthcare workers, such as Kristen Benjamin, and the doctors and the other nurses out there, we thank you as well for being on the front line. Mr. Wilson, let's talk about the telehealth industry. And I'm going to because Anil is like jumping at the bit right now. Anil's like, oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I'll let you both talk about it. Don't worry, you both will talk about it. Bill, let's start with you, and let's talk a little bit about the telehealth industry and what is going to be happening here in the short future.
Okay, that's great. And I don't want to steal any of Anil's thunder. The one thing I can say, when we first started using this slide, it indicates in 2014 that the annual revenues in the U.S. were about $6 billion for telehealth. And it was projected to grow to $160 billion by 2024. Well, folks, along came the coronavirus, and that has completely shifted things. And Anil, I'll let you jump in because you've been more closely tied to this, and you mentioned the rapid growth that's just taken place. Why don't you jump in and give a little more detail on that?
And Anil, hold on, Anil, while you're saying that, for those of you who are watching on Facebook or Vimeo or YouTube all over the world, make sure you leave a comment in there if you've used our service and which service that you like the most, and give a story about how you use one of our services. Anil, let's hop into what's happening here.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it right on the head, Bill. But when we were looking back at 2015, 2016 in the industry, we did say 2020 was projected to be that widespread use. Didn't know it was a pandemic that was going to cause it, but we're seeing that widespread use, and now you're seeing unexpected and really uncontrollable growth in all these different telehealth modalities and different telehealth companies. So now we're looking at it and we're saying, you know what? It's the point of no return at this point. The mainstream has understand what telehealth is, has started to use it, saw the value in it, and I think there's nothing but the moon from here, so to say. But that's where the opportunity lies, right, Robert? So that is where the opportunity lies. We're just at the beginning of this.
Wow. Let's talk about a perfect segue. Let's talk about moon jumping. Well, when we talk about moon jumping, Katie, let's talk about you, right? And I don't want to, there's tough times, tough times that are happening in the nation and all over the world, especially with the coronavirus. Let's talk a little bit about what millennials and people all over the world are experiencing now when they come out of college. And I know that you've been very blessed in your life. Do you have any friends or people around you that took out student loans?
Yes, I know quite a few who, even 8 to 10 years into their career and they're still paying that fee every month.
So. The good old student loan fee. And you went to LSU. Yeah. Very, very, very good school. Do you make as much coming out of college as you originally maybe thought? Talk to me about it. Don't look at the slide and don't worry about the slide. We're talking real people all over the world. Don't worry about what's happening on the slide. Tell me what is going on out there for people that your friends right now. Don't mention any names. Do not mention any names. This is live. Don't mention any names. But what is going on right now all over the nation with people that are your age and older?
Most people, they, as you said, didn't either know what they wanted to do after college, so it was difficult to find a job or what they really wanted to do, or got into a career that they weren't super passionate about and they're not making as much money as they thought, and they have big dreams. And, to get where they want to go, they a lot of times have to take up on a second or third job. And, they don't have the time and the freedom to do the things they love to do because they're trying to make money so they have money later down the road. So, I think a lot of people are starting to look for those side jobs, as we call them, or plan B type of careers where you can make extra money and you can have the freedom to hang out with your friends and socialize and have, the life you want to, without having to kill yourself to, make the money that you want to make.
It's very interesting that you say that, Katie, because I'll give you a personal story of mine. I was very blessed like you, and my father and, worked for the pharmaceutical industry for, over 30 years. And I came from a very good family, and, we were extremely blessed in our house. And my parents did everything that they could for me. And eventually it was time for me to become my own man. And I did. But there's some things that you just can't learn. There's some things that you just can't learn that nobody is going to be able to write down on a piece of paper or tell you that this is what you're going to be able to go through. And one of the things that I did go through is that when Chanel, my wife, we've been together for 10, it's coming up on 10 years we've been together. And she got pregnant, and it was the best day of my life when she got pregnant. And she had been telling me for months, she told me, hey, listen, you need to go to your HR department and to get us added to your health insurance. And I said, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Because at the time I was paying like $56 a month in health insurance. Every year, the HR department chair would end up calling me and saying, you have to pick one right now. And I'd say, oh, pick whichever one you want. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, the only thing that happens is I go to the doctor, I show the card, and it is what it is. Whatever. Never even looked at how much it costs. Never even knew. Until I went and added them both onto our service, and out of pocket, not, the company covered half, but out of pocket, I had to pay $900 a month. So going from paying $56 a month to $900 a month, we had to make some changes about what we were doing in life and what that was. So having a plan B or having some income that you are making on the side is very important. Mr. Anil, can you tell me the 3 ways that we earn income here at OnDoc?
Oh yeah, you earn income first by inviting other people as members, as well as getting people signed up as customers as well.
Absolutely. It's really hard. See, you do not have to be a rocket engineer to do our business. And what Katie was talking about earlier is she made it very clear, and it was very perfect, is that organizations now, some of the biggest organizations that have been around for the last 8 to 10 years. So when I say 8 to 10 years, are relatively new. Uber, Lyft, Amazon, right? These big major companies started basically giving people the opportunity to make Plan B income. And the way that people were making Plan B income, and believe me, I have a nephew right now who's delivering Amazon packages right now, is able to work on your own schedule, be able to clock in whenever you want, be able to clock out whenever you want. And it is the wave of the future. And you don't have to take my word for it. Go on Forbes, go to Google, type it in. Plan B income is happening to about 8 out of 10 Americans right now, whether it's Postmates, whether it's Favor, whether it's Grubhub, whether it's Amazon delivering packages for Amazon, whether it's doing Amazon FBA. I mean, there's so many different ways that people are earning income. And the reason why is because the days of, like, my father's generation, who's on the call right now, of working for the same company for 40 years and retiring are what, Mr. Wilson?
They are practically non-existent.
Practically?
I would imagine there's a couple of people hanging around out there. Look at the Kennys and Veronicas. There's some people, and the Mark Williams, who spent 30 years working for the Pittsburgh Police Department. There are some people who just still do it, but they're in the minority.
And they all have Plan B income. So let's talk about how you get paid with OnDoc. The first thing that you want to do is just refer our services to 3 people. That's it. It does not matter if they're doing the business. It does not matter if they're just a customer. Once you do that, we are going to give you a $100 bonus and a $15 a month in residual. Doing something one time and getting paid over and over again. That's the difference between us and Uber. That's the difference between us and Amazon. That's the difference between us and Grubhub. Once you deliver the food, you get paid, and that's it. Once you share our business or our service with a customer, and they use it and they love it and they try it and they do it over and over again and pay for it over and over and over again every single month, you get paid. That is the only difference. Katie, not only do you get paid bonuses, but you also can get free services as well too. How many more people do they have to get for them to get free services?
Only 3 more people, so that's a total of 6.
Okay, so let's take a step back here and let's take a quick snapshot. You yourself spent $35. Okay, you signed up for OnDoc. You got services for you and your entire household. Well, I'm not gonna put your business out there. Katie, are you married?
Me? No, I'm single.
Okay, all right. So just you, right? All right. Okay, all right. Single club, stand up. But for everybody else, for other people like me, right? Spend $35. My entire family gets those 3 services. Teledoc, Doctors Online, Health Advocate Solutions, unlimited use for the entire month. If I go out and I share the service with 3 of my friends or 3 of my buddies, I get a $100 bonus and $15 every single month when they pay their bills. If I go get 3 more, I get another $100 bonus for a total of $200 in bonuses, another $15 in residual, which is $30 a month in residual payments. But the most important thing is now that $30 a month that I'm paying for the service, Mr. Wilson, is what?
Free or free 99.
$3.99. Guys, that is the core of our business. That's it. That's what we do. Now, is there tons of other money to make? Yes. Can you go get people and have those people go and get people? Absolutely. But at the core of our business, that is what we do. We teach people and educate people on the healthcare system and how they can save money on their healthcare with a convenient and more affordable service than what they're paying for right now. We teach others how to do the same, and we tell them to share this with their friends and family members. That is it. It is that simple. Bill, Mr. Wilson, why is it? And by the way, I call him Bill because, yes, we both own the company. That we had this consultant one time that said that when I call him Dad on certain webinars and stuff like that, it looks unprofessional. From now on, I'm just calling you Dad. Dad, why is that so important? When we started this company, what were the two things that we wanted to do?
The main thing that we wanted to do was to be able to, first of all, help people obtain and have access to convenient, affordable health care. That was number one. First and foremost, offer them a quality service. And then we thought, you know what? Instead of paying, like for example, when I worked at Merck, I had a $15 million a year annual budget that I spent for all kinds of things. And we thought, instead of spending that money for TV ads, print, billboards, journal, all kinds of things, why not be able to help individuals who may want to have some additional money and let them go out and share this information with others and then pay them the same money that we would have paid to some of these companies. So one, to get the quality healthcare services, two, to have an opportunity to earn some income.
Thank you, Bill. And let's get into some closing thoughts. Let's go over to Katie, Vice President of Field Development. Katie, there are people right now that are your age and younger and older, but let's talk about your generation and my generation, that will not go to the doctor or go to the hospital or go to the urgent care facility or ask questions to the doctor because of fear of how much it will cost. What are your closing words to the people around the country that are experiencing those problems right now?
I mean, my closing thoughts are try telehealth. I know that, like, when I first used it, I too was skeptical. Like, I didn't know, what is this? Am I actually going to see a real doctor? Am I going to get the questions answered that I need to? Are they going to prescribe me the right medications if they can't see me in person? And after I used it for the first time, I mean, it's something that I want to do every time to go to the doctor, just because of the time that you have to waste to go actually sit in a waiting room and with other people who might be sick. So say try it and you probably won't ever go back.
Katie, thank you so much for being here. Hey, you know how I know you're an LSU fan and from the South?
Why?
Because you said doctors instead of doctor. When you go to Kmart or Walmart, do you call it Walmarts and Kmarts too?
No.
Okay. All right. This one time, guys, me and Katie were in, I forget where we were, like in Augusta or Atlanta or something like that. And I got scared because we were walking together and I saw like an alligator and it freaked me out. The next thing I looked, Katie was like on basically like all fours and wrestling the alligator. And she tied this thing around its mouth or whatever, some extra rope that she had in her pocket. And I was like, man, I guess that's what the people do down in, where are you from, Katie? Not the Louisiana area?
I'm from Baton Rouge, but that's a totally fabricated story.
Okay,
you did ask me if I've ever seen an alligator, which I have, but different story for different day.
She is right. She didn't tie up the alligator. She just rested. Anil, closing thoughts from you, sir. You have so much knowledge when it comes to telehealth and where the industry is going. Why is OnDoc the right fit for people that are thinking about it, and why is it the wave of the future?
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous opportunity within telehealth, right? There is tons of companies that have been in telehealth, have been established. you're able to get a piece of this growing company and this growing industry, right? And if you ask some of these companies that are now going public, like we mentioned, Teladoc, there's a couple other companies like American Well, they're already kind of established, right? And they're already kind of on that rocket ship. This rocket ship's just getting started, I feel like, right? And so giving everyone and anyone an opportunity to join this type of opportunity is amazing. And there's nothing like this that exists in the telehealth marketplace, right? And so anyone that's on here, it's kind of on the fence, I would suggest, hey, do your homework on the industry itself. Find another opportunity like this. I've been in here for 7 years. I've never seen anything like it, right? And as a side hustle, I have a main business in telehealth as well, consulting and other products and services. But, this is my side hustle in telehealth itself, right? And hopefully making a bigger one. So the opportunity's there. I'm telling anyone and everybody, don't miss out on it. It's the biggest thing going right now in telehealth. So I'm glad to be a part of it too.
Anil, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Wilson, closing thoughts.
I'd say that it's really a blessing for us to be in this position. We're living in a tumultuous time right now, and you have people. I just saw an announcement today. AT&T is closing about 250 of their retail stores and letting 2,500 people go. Yesterday, those people didn't know they were going to lose their jobs. That is happening now every day. There's a lot of people who just aren't able to work. They're experiencing a lot of pain and hardship from a financial perspective. OnDoc is paying every week. We started paying every week years ago. We paid every week since January all the way through the coronavirus situation. So the opportunity is there from a money perspective. And Robert had mentioned that people are just fearful of going to the physician's office. And Neil mentioned earlier how the healthcare system as we know it today is in many places overburdened. They're out of beds. They have no room. And so that is why the U.S. Surgeon General, the CDC, the World Health Organization, federal, state, local governments are all telling people to stay at home and use telehealth because they know they need to try to keep people away from these facilities and further negatively impacted, especially with this pandemic going on. So you have a great opportunity here with the services. You have a great opportunity here as far as earning extra income. But the great thing about opportunity is that all it is opportunity. When opportunity knocks, you have a choice of opening that door or just sitting back there in fear and saying, I don't know what's on the other side. I'm just going to let it go. If you don't take advantage of the opportunity means nothing. You need to get with whoever invited you here to listen to this tonight, whoever you heard about OnDoc from, speak to them, jump on board. We're a family. We like to have fun. Come on board. As Anil said, our rocket ship is just, we're at the launch pad right now, and the sky is the limit.
You guys can tell Mr. Wilson's excited.
Was here, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, Mr. Wilson is very, very excited. I'm excited too. I thank you guys so much for being on. My final words are very simple. Right now, in our nation here in America, there are a lot of things that you are going to listen to that are going to make you feel like we are divided, and that we are conflicted between each other. And my advice to everybody, it doesn't matter what your religion is. It does not matter what your race is. It does not matter what language you speak. It does not matter from which part of the country that you are from. If you talk to your neighbor and you just let them know how much you love them and how much you care about them and how much that you want them to do well, as not only from a health perspective, but also from a financial perspective, you'll find out that we have a lot more in common than we do apart. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and have a good day. Thank you, guys.